you guys, it's Britt. Today I'm here to talk to you about the future of my content. Am I still going to be covering the family vlogging channel, the Dougherty Dozen? I have some thoughts to share, so if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so due to some of the recent things that have been taking place on social media, it was a good time for me to reflect on my own, on my own content and kind of figure out what I want to do from here. There have been a lot of things that have been aired out, a lot of oversharing, a lot of YouTube and the internet at large hearing things that they aren't necessarily supposed to be hearing. There's been a lot of she said, he said, she said, he said, whatever combo you want to throw on it. It's gotten very muddy. And I just want to take you guys back to the beginning, and then I will share with you kind of my thoughts and how I'm feeling right now. I came across the Dougherty Dozen because of one of my subscribers back last spring. It was in late April of 2022. They were put on my radar by a subscriber, and everything kind of unfolded from there. I came across Alicia's TikToks, her Instagram, and her YouTube, and started to give commentary on it. And one of my first issues with her was the fact that she was showing these kinship kids. And I'm not a person who knows a lot about foster care, but I did understand the general concept of kinship not being a permanent placement like an adoption is. So I had issue with that. And then there, the whole thing with the food waste and the half-truths and the lies and the extreme oversharing when it comes to her kids and their medical diagnoses, throwing shade at birth parents, sharing their locations, bankrolling off of the backs of all of these kids. And I'm sure a lot of y'all found me because of the Dougherty Dozen content that I've made. Whether you found me because of the Dougherty Dozen content or any of the other family vloggers, influencers, or YouTubers that I have discussed on my channel, however you found your way here, there is one thing that I hope comes across in my content, and that is I am simply here to share my opinions on things that I come across on the internet. That's it. Whether they come to me through a direct message, an email, if I'm scrolling on TikTok and come across something that I want to share on my For You page, whether or not it's being widely discussed or not talked about at all, if I come across something that is on the interwebs, I'm going to come to my channel and talk about it, as long as it does not include oversharing sensitive, private information about minors. It's off limits. I don't go there. I will never go there. I can't stomp up and down on my channel and say parents should not be sharing what their kids' mental health diagnoses are, and then come on my channel and tell you guys what mental health diagnoses a child has. That's just not the content that I'm into. And if I say that I'm fully against something, then I'm against something, and I try to make that very clear in my content. Hey guys, I also wanted to add in here that all that I can do is share my interpretation of the piece of content that I'm reacting to. So my interpretation might be different from your interpretation, but I'm also not going to give 500 different scenarios of what this piece of content could mean, because this is my channel, my opinion, and I'm here to share my interpretation of what is going on in front of me. So I just wanted to add that in here. I think that some people get a little confused when it comes into what is my interpretation versus what's your interpretation. I'm just a commentary channel, opinion based only. I'm simply an opinionated person. I always have been. I know how to share my opinions without making mess or being cruel. And I think that there's a big difference between saying, hey, I don't like this person, and being mean about it. And I think you guys know how I feel. But when I decided to step into commentary, I have a very clear understanding of what commentary is. And that's why I've tried to stick to my own guidelines as far as what my understanding is. I come across something online, I share my opinions about it. We stay classy. We don't need to be jerks about it. And then we move on with our day. I am not here to make anyone's life a living hell. I am not here to bash anybody. I am not here to harass anybody. I'm here to talk about internet culture, and whether that has to do with a brand sponsoring a really toxic family vlogging channel, or a YouTuber not appreciating their subscribers, or an influencer running a scam and not being truthful about it, or someone like Brittany Dawn allowing her husband to kill her dog. All of these kinds of things that happen on the internet, commentary channels they're either sent the info or they come across it themselves, they share their opinions, and they move on. Video's done, next. Let's, move on to the next thing. And I know that there are people that don't like family vloggers being discussed, and they think that the opinions are unnecessary and not needed. I think that if you're going to put your kids online, people are allowed to have opinions about you, the adults in the situation. I always say, if you don't want opinions about it, keep it off the internet. And that is such a simple philosophy to stay behind and stick with. If you're going to put something out there, once it's on the internet, it's there forever. We've had that conversation before, right? Many times, actually. If you're putting it on the internet, people are going to capture it and go off with their opinions about it. This is why I constantly harp on child privacy, taking your security seriously, not telling people where you live. Be smart about your social media presence. Don't give people information if you don't want the opinions to go off about it. If it's something that's near and dear to your heart, or something that you're just not ready to hear opposing opinions about, then save it for later, or not at all, whatever you decide. But let's not get upset at people who have opinions on the internet reacting to things that are happening on the internet. Now, going back to my coverage of the Dougherty Dozen, I put my first video out on them. It was either April 30th or it was May 1st of 2022. And I've kept up with Alicia and all of her nonsense from mid-April when they came across my radar. I've kept up with all of her shenanigans and all of the problematic things that she has done. And up until recently, I think that most people were on the same page when it came to her and kind of what she was doing. What's been going on over the last couple of days has crossed into a scenario that I didn't really think that it would get so dark, and information being divulged that I just feel uncomfortable hearing as a viewer. And I know that topics can be unsettling at times, but there's a difference between delivering something that is sensitive versus giving away too much information about children. I know that some people were not happy with me sharing the Facebook post. We went through that situation. Me reacting to a Facebook post that I was sent as a commentary channel is something that might happen again in the future. And as long as I'm not sharing anything that is confidential or private when it relates to the children, it might happen down the road. I can't tell the future. But reacting to a Facebook post is something that happens all the time on the internet. It's not something new. It's not something groundbreaking. People say stuff on Facebook, people capture it, and drama, commentary, or tea channels react to it. I see it a lot over on TikTok, actually. But because of what has unfolded over the last couple of days, I wanted to take a step back and say, is it time to hang up the Dougherty Dozen topic? Is it time to walk away? And the decision that I have come to is that I stand behind my content, and I think that Alicia is still a topic that should be discussed by commentary channels. Just because people are coming out and it's a lot of oversharing, a lot of he said, she said, a lot of speculation. For me, I'm not platforming it as far as the oversharing and stuff, but I will remain focused on Alicia because she's a YouTuber. She does public stuff. She is a public figure who is exploiting her children and has done a lot of damaging things to these kids on a public stage. I think because of what has unfolded over the last 48 hours, 72 hours or so, it's put people in a position where they are, at least based on what I've seen, people are saying, oh, well, maybe Alicia Dougherty is misunderstood because now we have this other party involved who is going above and beyond on, talking shit and, creating a little bit of stirring up the community, stirring up what's being said. And at this point in time, saying one thing about how you feel is one thing, but when you're going on, hundreds of comments, hundreds of speculation, hundreds of possible scenarios that people just want to take face value, do we believe it? Do we not? It's just caused a lot of division. It's caused a lot of confusion. And for me, I still look at Alicia as somebody who has orchestrated what is now falling apart. She orchestrated it for, so long. Now it is falling apart. Here's my whole thing. I don't ever want to be in the middle of mess. If I come across something and I have an opinion about it, I'll share the opinion. But I do think that as commentary channels and YouTubers, there is definitely such a thing as being overly involved. And being overly involved in the catastrophe that might be unfolding. I will continue to watch everything that is going on with the Dougherty Dozen. And I will say what I've said from the get-go. I hope that at some point in time, Alicia can take some opportunity, I don't know what it's going to take, and realize that she has not done anything good by blasting her kids on the internet. Aside from the money, there is nothing even remotely positive about everything that she has done. I think it's really important as commentary channels to have the freedom to be able to kind of sit in the middle and not become overly involved or overly invested in any of the topics that you're covering. And I think that's the, kind of the one thing that I've tried to stick to during this whole time is that if I come across something, I will share my opinions about it. It happened on the internet. I have a channel on the internet. We're going to talk about it on the internet. I don't encourage anybody to go leave her nasty messages. In fact, I say, hey, if you want to watch their videos, have at it. I don't care. That is your choice. If you want to do that, then I'm not here to run a campaign to say nobody should be watching Alicia's videos. If you want to watch my videos and then go watch hers, that is fine. That's your choice. That is your that is something that suits you. That's fine. All that I am here to do is consume what's going on the internet and share it on the internet. But I will continue to cover her, and I will continue to not become overly involved or overly invested in any of the people that I talk about here on my channel. If I'm sent something or I come across something and I have opinions about it, we're going to talk about it and then keep it moving. That is exactly what commentary does. Take an internet culture, talk about internet culture. As long as it's happening online, it's fair game. And that is why I'm going to continue to cover her. I'm not going to switch up my style or anything like that. I'm going to always protect her kids' names. What she overshares, I will not regurgitate and overshare as well. And, you know, I'm going to keep the conversation going. I think that this has become very divisive, very dark, and I don't know what's going to happen next, but I will remain a commentary channel who is sitting in the middle, listening to both sides, listening to all sides, and then delivering an opinion about it within reason. So those are going to be my thoughts for now. Yeah, we'll see what happens. There might be a part 2. I am not sure. But I am, yeah, I'm feeling a little tapped out, and I'm kind of in disbelief right now as far as just how things have gone off the rails as of recently, and that's what I will say for now. So either way, that's going to be it for now. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment, and if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.